The Bay Area in Greater Palm Springs. What's right for you?
It could be either or. You don't have to choose one, but we have a few options of towns in the quote unquote desert that you may be interested in. Different features, different this, different that. So we're going to highlight them for you. And I learned a lot actually talking to Wendy because she has a lot of knowledge about the area. And I've spent some time there, not a lot. Hey, we're going to learn a few things tonight. Wendy, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I've been a realtor here in the desert since 2006, and I work with both buyers and sellers and seen many different markets since the time I started in 2005. Everybody knows what happened in 2008. And then ever since 2012, prices have been coming up. And then ever since the pandemic, things started really exploding here as everybody wanted to come to an area that's got a lot of indoor, outdoor living, bigger homes, bigger lots. People can work from home. There's been a lot of growth in the desert and lots of big happenings and projects in the works here. So rebranding from a retirement golfing community to music festivals, shopping. We've got a couple beach surf clubs in the work. I mean, so many crazy, amazing things. We have racing car tracks, two out in Thermal where they have multi-million-dollar houses all around the tracks. I mean, it's pretty wild the way that things are changing around here. So, and it wasn't too long ago, like in the 1980s, where a lot of the roads were dirt, but that's completely changed now.
Interesting.
Very sophisticated.
Okay, well, thank you, Wendy, for that. And I am based in the San Francisco Bay Area. I live in Marin, but I also work in San Francisco and the surrounding counties. My background is in electrical engineering. I did the Silicon Valley thing for a while. I enjoyed it, but I wanted to deal with people. So I eventually moved into being a real estate agent. And my ultimate goal is to help people find their dream place, where they're going, where they're living, and bring them success. Because if my clients are successful, then I'm happy and I'm successful. And hopefully our communities are as well, because that's important. So here's today's agenda. I'm going to start with a little market update, some trends, some big picture stuff, and then I'm going to talk about the Bay Area. Some of you might know a few things about it, but I've done a little analysis and I have some numbers you might be interested in. Then Wendy will talk about Coachella Valley, Palm Springs area, some interesting charts and photos, etc. So, and a little more after that, some surprises. One little quick exercise I like to do is called Verbalize Your Dreams. You can type it in the Zoom chat or just on your own, but what type of property and where would you like to buy a home? You can make it as wild and crazy as you want. I mean, I wouldn't go to Mars, but you could be in Tahiti. But generally speaking, I keep it closer to where I am. I like Marin, so I also like San Francisco. So I'm typing in the chat. I'm going to do San Francisco home with a view near shops. That's what I would look for. I like being in the forest too, but everyone has what they're looking for. It's just something to get you thinking. Some people, they don't know what they want. They think they do, but until you write it down. So home buyers timeline, very important. You can start today, this seminar, and then before you know it, in a few months, you can be making an offer or selling, buying or selling, but we know the process. We know how to do the parts that are easy, the parts that take time. And that's where it's valuable to have a realtor on your side because you can do some things digitally, but really you're going to get taken advantage of perhaps because someone else knows more than you. You need someone on your side fighting for you. So, and you could be making your first offer in spring. Next thing you know, you'll be moving in. So this is just a sample timeline. Everyone's different. It could take shorter, it could take longer, but not too hard. So here's a nice little market update. I got some graphs of the mortgage rates and the rate of inflation on the bottom right. Inflation, it happens. It comes, it goes, it comes, it goes. So we're in a little inflation situation. And just yesterday, the Fed announced they're going to anticipate 3 rate increases next year. So that means interest rates are going up, which means you're going to have to pay more for a home loan. I have a little example here on a $800,000 loan. Your amount that you'll pay every month will increase by almost $1,000. So, but they're still historic lows, these rates. Don't get us wrong here. They're still a great deal. They're not 15%, still around 3% for now. So just something to keep in mind. Do you want to wait 5 years? Well, you might be waiting and paying more. So I'm going to talk about the Bay Area. Here I am in Point Reyes. My friend Wendy Campbell took this photo. Great photo. Thank you, Wendy. And this is my friend Daisy Jane. She's a golden retriever, if you don't know what a golden retriever is. And she's a happy pup. So I just was sharing that because she's a nice person. Guess what? We're going to have a quick look at some stats here. These are recent sales in Marin County. I'm using this as an example. And you can see there's a range of bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, prices as well. Price per square foot, I keep an eye on because you see trends going up and going down. But you can still get homes in Marin County in the $700,000 range. They're a little farther out from the city. A lot of people do commute or they're working from home. Maybe doesn't matter as much. And if you go north to Sonoma, you have even more value, so to speak. But we have access to a lot of data. We can provide it for you. Ask us if you have any questions. Quick analysis for Marin County from last year to this year. These charts show less inventory, things have sold quicker, prices have increased. This is general in a larger sense with a lot of California and the country, but I like to give some numbers so you can really see it in stark contrast. So inventory down 44%. That's significant. Things are selling about 25% quicker. Prices up about 10% on average. Also, what are the best places to live in the Bay Area? Bay Area, there's about 7 million people. A lot of people, a lot of places, a lot of hills. But looking at the different factors, costs of living, schools, crime, etc., these places all got a great A or A plus rating. Some people have never been to Foster City, Cupertino. I like Fairfax myself, it's in Marin, but there's a lot of these towns have their own thing to offer. We have access to a lot of good data in each town and prices and neighborhoods. Okay, the Bay Area, there's good things and there's other things. I think one of the good things is the climate. I like the climate, not too hot, not too cold. There is definitely some good culture, diversity, museums, a lot of people, so that helps. The outdoors, there's forests, there's beaches, there's so many things here. You'll never get tired, which is good. Restaurants, plenty of jobs, pretty good job area. And of course, there's fog. Some people think that's good. Some people maybe think it's not as good. Inventory is low and taxes, the housing crisis. People have heard these words, but it's true. That's the life for you. But I want to talk about Fairfax real quick. It's a cute town, Central Marin. Just as an example, it's only 7,500 people, but it has a good variety of shops, restaurants, and I even give a little example of a day in Fairfax. There's local waterfalls, good antique stores, redwoods in the park. Maybe grab an ice cream. Here are some impromptu jam sessions. Who doesn't like jamming, right? Little guitars, someone just hanging out, no big deal, right? So then there's live music. There's some establishments, bars and stuff. You can see some good bands. Fairfax is an interesting little spot. Nothing quite like it. So another thing I want to mention is home equity. People think, oh, I'll eventually buy, but the longer you wait, you're quote unquote losing money. There's a chart here with these graphs. You can see over time, the net gain, in this case, this example, 645,000. This is over 9 years, of course, but that's a pretty good net gain. On the left, you can see home equity as a portion of wealth, and it is a large percentage of people's wealth. So definitely something to consider if buying versus renting. And guess what? It's time for Wendy. Wendy, it's Palm Springs area, Coachella Valley.
A lot of people have not ever been to the Greater Palm Springs area. How many people have been here before in this little chat room? Okay, you, Stephen, Ingrid, you've been there. What about Rose, Rebecca, and
looks like Lyric has been there.
Well, when I lived in Oakland, actually, I had a condo there and I loved it. I had never heard of this area, but my fiance moved down here and he convinced me to come down here. It's a fantastic place. It's so close to so many things, just a day trip away to other things. But right here, it's grown so much, and I've mentioned a little bit about that already. I live in Palm Desert. We have the Rodeo Drive with the desert right around the corner. We have mountain views all around us, tall palm trees all around us, colorful flowers, boulevards lined with them, and swimming pools and almost every house and certainly every condo complex. It's a very laid back lifestyle in general. It's a resort area, but more and more people are living here year round.
Hey, Wendy, who is this friend here with you on the screen?
Oh, this is little Cupcake, my Chiweenie.
What's it? What's a Chiweenie?
He's a cross between a Chihuahua and Dachshund, so they call it a Chiweenie.
Very cute, very cute.
These are the main cities that people live in and play in. There's actually 9 desert cities, but I'm focusing on these 7. Palm Springs is the most famous one. Everybody's heard of Palm Springs. It's the modernism capital of the world. So because we have a lot of mid-century modern homes, a lot of them scattered out through the desert, but with a big concentration in Palm Springs. A lot of cultural events and everything, a nice airport. Cathedral City, we lovingly call it Cat City. It's not as expensive as Palm Springs. Rancho Mirage is also known as the playground of the presidents. Then there's Palm Desert, where I live. It just has everything centrally located, shopping, golf, hiking, biking, you name it. Indian Wells is like a little hamlet with a lot of well-known titans of industry like Bill Gates. And it's also known for the tennis tournament there. BNP Paribas tennis tournament. It's the 6th largest one in the world. And then there's La Quinta, which is growing, growing, growing. The Kardashians just bought a few homes in the Madison Club in La Quinta, for instance. And then there's Indio, which is actually growing by leaps and bounds. That's where Coachella, the music festival, that's actually there. Polo grounds there. More and more luxury homes there. It's really growing quite a bit. Okay, so the good things are the weather, except for the very hot July, August, September. Otherwise, the weather it couldn't be better, really, seriously. Sunshine almost every day. We've got culture, museums, diversity, outdoors because of the beautiful weather. We've got golf, tennis, hiking, swimming. Now we have a big hockey arena being built. And then 2 surf beach clubs, big ones. Anyway, it's wild. It's a very peaceful and beautiful area. A lot of people say when they see Palm Springs and they turn off from Highway 10, they just relax. It's just more laid back, like I said, and a place where people relax. Indoor, outdoor living is really big. And you get much more bang for your buck here compared to California's big cities and coastal areas. Not only you can buy more home, less dollars, you can also buy gas for less, food, everything is less than it is. And for instance, San Francisco, there is low housing inventory now. There's so much to do here, it's hard to decide what to do. So that's not a drawback, though. This is a wild chart. Look at all the swings, cycles going on from September 2020 to 11/21. First, we started off with a whole lot of inventory as a buyer's market. Well, then fast forward about 6 months or so, it became a seller's market, just like that. You get so many people buying homes and driving prices up, and there is so little inventory. Now, fast forward to now, sellers are more in the driver's seat still, but not as much like they used to be. There's not as much bidding wars going on. Buyers have more negotiation power these days than before. Like Stephen was pointing out, with interest rates still historically low, it is a good time for buyers to jump in because most people predict the prices of real estate are slowly climbing up, maybe not jumping up like they were here, but they are still slowly climbing up, and interest rates are going to be climbing up pretty soon too. So it's better to, I'd say, jump in now. While the interest rates are historically low. When I bought my condo in Oakland, believe it or not, it was 10.5%. And that was supposedly, first time buyers special deal. And what is it now? It's 3%?
Yeah, about three something.
Yeah, so it's amazing, amazing. This one shows the average price for all properties, but we do have quite a few homes under 400. But like I said, you get snapped up, you have to have a realtor looking every day at the market for you. And you have to be pre-approved or have all cash, which is very common here in the desert. People cash out in, like, say, San Francisco, they have enough money to buy a house, all cash, and have money in the bank for other things later. Single family residences, average price 856. Again, there are bargains to be found. You just have to deal with the right realtor who's willing to keep on top of what you're looking for. And here we go, the condos, much more affordable. And for a while they really lagged, but they're coming up. Sold 453,000 is the average price. So here's the property comparison between, say, this beautiful home in Palm Desert that just sold in October 6th, and then the home on the right, San Rafael, just sold October 21st. They're sort of similar. Look at, they even have sleek mid-century lines being built right around the mid-century period. But the home is slightly bigger by 400 square feet on the left in Palm Desert. Lot size is very common, 10,000 square foot lot in Palm Desert and throughout the desert. And then on the right, you have a 6,500 square foot lot. Palm Desert, yes, of course, a pool. It's almost de rigueur. It's very ubiquitous to have a pool in the desert. Then, of course, San Rafael does not. So, to sum it up, more bang for your buck in Palm Desert and throughout the Coachella Valley. It's just something to think about. And here's a snapshot from Palm Desert. It has El Paseo, the Rodeo Drive of the desert. We have beautiful golf courses. Of course, they're scattered throughout the whole desert. We have beautiful homes with pools. I took all these pictures. The Christmas tree, this was the night it was lit up. That was a very fun, festive night. There's galleries, world-class stores, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, cafes, restaurants, fantastic restaurants, and lots of gated golf communities. Like I said, it's a resort area down here, so you'll find a lot of country clubs scattered throughout. I do not live in a country club. We have something for everyone here in the desert. Once again, I think I mentioned before, there's so many day trips you can take from Coachella Valley. This one here, I noticed somebody wanted to live in Encinitas. This was taken in Encinitas, this picture. I took that on Swami Beach. It was a perfect, quintessential Southern California beach day. Beautiful. Then the middle, Beverly Hills, you can't beat it for world-class shopping, except for maybe Paris and New York. And then on the right, here's a picture of Big Bear Lake, which is a great place for kayaking, paddle boarding, boating. So, and there are so many other places. There's Idlewild up the mountain here. It's only 45 minutes from where I live, and it's like a mile in the sky, totally different. It's like driving through a few states in 45 minutes. It's amazing, the variety of terrain around here. Plus, we have Joshua Tree. That's an amazing place. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Joshua Tree National Park. And I mean, I could go on, but let's not. Well, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to contact me. I'm happy to share any information you might be interested in.
What is the deal with this market? It's an interesting market. I can say that week to week, if not day to day, things seem they're shifting, they're changing. Like I said, the Fed had a meeting yesterday. They said instead of 2, they're looking at 3 rate increases yesterday. So there's a lot going on, but we're keeping an eye on it. Even though inventory is low, there's something called off market. A lot of stuff does happen off market. So generally speaking, only realtors hear about those things. It's a word of mouth. And if you're interested in a particular area, we'll keep an eye out for you because we hear about things. But if we don't know where you're looking, we don't know what to hear out for. And if you can see on the screen, a buyer's guide, we have a buyer's guide. It has a lot of useful information and we can tailor it to whatever location you're looking. And it's useful. Even I like to refer to it sometimes. It's good to be on the same page with the people you're working with so you can see the contents there. And also, I'd like to give a big thank you to everyone who was here. It's been a half an hour. It goes quickly, I can tell you that. If anyone has questions, of course, reach out to us. It's nice to hear from people. Realtors, you know, we like to talk. We like to chat. We like to do things. We can get your custom search going. It'll wind up in your inbox.
And there's our contact info down there.
There's our contact info. And if anyone is interested, we can send you the slides, etc. We have information. We like sharing information and we care about you. So, and I will say, Merry Christmas to all. It's been great having you here.
And happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
Kwanzaa.
Happy holidays.
Hanukkah, the whole everything. So many things. So everyone I hope has an outfit for their dog or their cat. That's important.
or themselves.
But yeah, well, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I have a scarf here. I didn't put it on, but I brought a scarf in case. Oh, I have a tree. I have a tree here. Just a little tree.
That's a Hanukkah bush.
Is that what that is? I thought it was.
Yes.
No, thank you for everyone who came. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We have answers. We talk about this stuff and we learn all the time. And
That's what we do every day. We look at the market. We look at what's coming on the market. So the best thing to do is, if you're really interested in buying, is reach out to a realtor and get them educated on what you're looking for, and they can help you get prepared for what you're looking for and the best strategies to be successful in your quest.
yeah, and like Wendy said, it's actually strategy is important these days because it is so competitive. So reach out to Wendy or myself, and strategy starting today is going to be better than a strategy starting in 6 months, right? Because you'll have much more learning and experience. So I'm about to end it. We've already gone over a little bit of time, but feel free to reach out to us. I'll just flash our information on the screen again. There it is. Emails, phone numbers, etc. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays. So many things. And hopefully everyone's has enough food to eat. And we will see you next time